All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. That is Jake Vever, stand-up comedian in New York City. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City, and Jake's coming to visit me. Well,
That's
actually,
right.
Jake is just coming home. So we are recording early. We are recording on August 24th. So, as we always say, if the aliens come and take over the world and we do not talk about it, it's because it happened after we recorded this.
Or because we were secretly aliens the whole fucking time.
Yes, you could tell when we were spreading alien propaganda, like talking about how circumcision is a good thing. And that's alien propaganda, as we were told when the anti-circumcision crowd came at us.
That's true, man. In fact, most of the time in the comments, we only get people telling us to go fuck themselves or to go fuck ourselves and that we're wrong. So I'm sure they're going to blame us for the goddamn aliens as well.
Do you want to open with our comment this week? I'll read it.
What the hell was our comment?
Our comment this week. First off, you have no idea how NFTs work. It's not about an exclusive copyright. It's about the digital coin that's connected to the picture that proves its authenticity, that gives it its worth.
Okay, yeah. Okay. We weren't going to go into a half-hour fucking NFT seminar, but yes, each one is essentially its own Bitcoin, but like a different version of Bitcoin. Instead of like you're investing in Bitcoin, this picture of SpongeBob getting blown by Mr. Squidward or whatever is its own specific Bitcoin.
Right.
And it has a bunch of value if everybody was like, "Ooh, I want to buy the SpongeBob getting blown by Squidward."
No, wait. I want to buy that one, not the ones I can Google and see and use as wallpaper. I want to buy that specific one.
Yes, and you're essentially using that as currency in the hope that somebody else will be dumb enough to buy that or fractions of it if it ends up like Bitcoin and they're all worth thousands and thousands of dollars, or not all, but each specific one. It's almost like there's Bitcoin, there's Dogecoin. Each NFT is its own different fucking coin. The only thing is you have to then get lucky enough to buy the exact NFT that other people decide is real money.
And as I don't know if I was clear enough, it's a picture. It's still a picture that's on the web. Anybody can look at it. Anybody can download it. You just say, I own this. There can be millions of versions of it out there. It's the same picture. It's not like different pictures of Squid Bob blowing sponge pants. I don't know what you said. I don't know the characters. But either way, you could still Google the picture. It's the same one. You just own it. And my favorite part about this comment is, so you're saying that a digital picture worth nothing only has value because it's attached to a fake currency that's worth nothing, unless dumb people say, I want to own this fake currency and buy this fake picture. It's like, so you're doubling down on owning air at that point.
Right. Yeah. And hey, that might happen. I think Bitcoin started at like $20 and now that shit's worth like tens of thousands per coin. So I would have called the guy who took thousands of dollars of real money and bought these $20 coins of fake money in the hopes that the fake money became real. I would have called that guy dumb, but that guy would be a billionaire if he would have done that with like a couple grand or whatever.
Yeah.
Like my math's not great. So, but I'm pretty sure that he would at least have fucking millions of dollars, right? So yeah, he would at least have made a lot of money if he bought it at $20 and it's tens of thousands now, even though it was tens of thousands more. But now it's kind of evened out, I guess.
Leveled off and around the 20,000 or 21,000 range as of right now.
Still way more than $20. So if you have a time machine and you go back Biff 2 style, or sorry, Back to the Future 2, like Biff.
No, you got it right. Biff goes back. Biff is the one that went back and did the sports.
I called it Biff 2 because he's my favorite character in both films. I just called both of them Biff. But either way, if you know the exact thing that people are going to buy, therefore making it valuable in the future, then yeah, it's a good move to do that. However, if you don't, then it's gambling. I don't consider the guys who got rich off of Bitcoin or even the few people that did make a bit of money off NFTs a genius investors any more than I consider the guy who put rent money on Black 32 on a roulette table a fucking genius when it hits. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like it was a fucking crazy idea, but luckily there's enough dumb people out there that it made money. That's kind of the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is it gave money to almost exclusively the stupid. And I kind of like that. As a dumb guy, there's something beautiful about it. The smart community was very skeptical about the whole take your real money and invest it in fake money in the hopes that it will one day hocus pocus be worth something. But it fucking happened.
It happened. And it was not just dumb people, it was nerds. It was computer nerds, and they're not necessarily dumb. They're very smart when it comes to ones and zeros. They did just get lucky with this roll of the dice, though.
No, and definitely it was a high risk investment earlier for sure. And people that have a lot of high risk or a lot of money invested in stock markets, wherever, will kind of have their secure investments. That's, you know, kind of a slow but steady, a sure thing.
Yeah.
Mortgages traditionally were that, you know, and bonds, things like that. Mutual funds, because it's multiple stocks, and then you had that little bit where it's like, I'm going to invest in the high risk shit. That's kind of my casino money, more or less. And so yeah, I mean, if the Bitcoin money was some of your, you know, 10% that you hold for casino money, then hey, more power to you.
Yes.
Buy that NFT.
All right, let's jump into news. This just happened yesterday, and already the conspiracy theories and the speculation has started. I can't pronounce his name. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner Group.
That was perfect. You got it.
Yeah. He may or may not. That's where the conspiracy theories start. He may or may not have died in a plane crash. Now, first of all, the plane crash part, I am surprised it took this long. It was like when I saw he was dead, I'm like, okay, that tracks. That makes sense. But now I'm hearing like, oh, there were supposed to be 10 bodies, 10 people on board. They've only found 8 bodies. He always uses body doubles. Maybe it's a fake plane crash so that everyone thinks he's dead. It's fascinating. I don't know where to take it. Like, first thought was, of course he's dead. That's what Putin does. But now it's like, oh, maybe he outsmarted Putin by just crashing his own plane or not getting on that plane and letting Putin. Who knows? But, you know, I'm just surprised he wasn't shoved out of a window like reporters generally are.
Yeah, well, I think you get a special one when you almost overthrow the government. You know what I mean? They'll crash a fucking plane for you then. They'll open a window for just about anybody. You said, what about me in that article? Oh, you clumsy fuck. There you go. You know, but like, if you
marched on Moscow, here's a missile at your private jet.
Yes. And I do like the theory that like he faked his own death because he's like, well, you know, I got to stand next to a window at some point. That's kind of fucking dangerous to do these days. I don't want to never see the sun again. So I'm going to make him think I'm dead. And here's my theory. I think he was killed by the Obamas because him and Barack Obama had been having an affair. That's me. That's where I'm going with it.
I think he was killed by Hillary Clinton because he misled her and said that he had the Trump P tape, and she paid him $1 million for the Trump P tape. And when he never gave it to her, like election fraud evidence, she had him killed because she was pissed. It was Hillary Clinton vengeance for not supplying him with the P tape for the Steele dossier.
Maybe Merrick Garland did it. Maybe he's like that little bit of Trump this whole time has been like, I have the evidence. I can't give it to you now. It's with this guy. It's with the Wagner Group. I'll have it eventually. And this guy was flying here to give the evidence that would exonerate Trump.
And so Merrick Garland rallied the army, which, according to QAnon people, Trump is in charge of. But Trump is in charge of the good part of the army, not the bad part that Biden controls. Have you ever seen those clips?
Yes, a little bit of them. Yeah.
There was one clip where they said Trump is still in charge of everything, and the interviewer said, "Oh, so Trump was in charge of the botched pullout of Afghanistan," and they immediately started backpedaling, like, "Well, no, that's the part that Biden's in charge of. Trump's in part of the good part." It was just hilarious, as all.
So Trump's in part of the good, in charge of the good part of the army. Not like, you know, the whole army that invades the whole planet. Like what are you talking about? Like if he's got the one that's controlling the fucking world, then what? Has he got the Coast Guard? Trump got the Coast Guard?
That'd be pretty awesome. I just need to know if Trump has the Jewish space lasers or not. That's the important one, because those, you can start a forest fire anywhere with those Jewish space lasers.
That's a good point. I do love me some good Good old
All
space
right, let's do a quick because I got stuff I want to talk about. I want to just do a quick entertainment. Infamous fiasco Fyre Festival relaunches and is already sold out. Now, not the whole festival. That's a misleading headline because that's what they do. 100 pre-sale tickets went on sale for $499 a pop and sold out within a day. All right, quick edit because Jake's computer died. I had kept fuck. I had kept talking, so I was pretty much done. The best part about it is it was only 100 tickets. Here's what we know about Fyre Festival 2. Lineup unknown. Date unclear. Location somewhere in the Caribbean. Price $500 to $8,000. This should be a test. This should be a societal test. The tickets go on sale, and if you buy a ticket to this, then we get your information, hunt you down, and you are spayed or neutered as an adult or as a human being. Like whatever. We get your tubes tied, you get a vasectomy, whatever it is. If you look at this and go, dude, we should buy tickets to that, you do not get to breed because your unique brand of stupid does not need to be spread across this planet.
Yeah, unless you're actually sitting there going, wait a minute, they sued him for how much last time? And they collected how much? Holy fuck, man, that's way more than the 8,000 I'm going to spend on this ticket. I mean, I could
that never happens though, because whatever they get, if your ticket's 800, then the lawyer gets, whatever they sue him for, and then you get like a $2 payout in a class action lawsuit.
Unless, just like a congressman starting a war because his nephew owns a fucking weapons manufacturing company. What? These are lawyers' nephews buying the tickets.
Oh, there you go. Yep. That could be.
That's the move. That's the move. I do love that it's only 100 tickets though, because it's like,
again, that's the misleading headline. Well, let's jump into the next story because that's what I wanted to talk about.
Well, but this is pretty funny, man. I like that he's you'd think you'd want to keep a low profile after what the fuck happened, but like if you're actually expecting that this isn't going to go bad, I don't know what the hell to tell you. You're way dumber than someone buying NFTs now. I'll say that. Where does this thing take? Oh, all right. Last time we did it on an island. This time we're doing it on the deck of the Titanic. Get in the Fyre Fest submersible. We're going down. We're going down below.
An experience of a lifetime.
That's right. That's right. I think, look, if
the last experience of your lifetime.
If you end up on an island or in a submersible and you're trying to get help from the Coast Guard or whoever did that last time because Fyre Fest 2 didn't happen, I think the government, the Coast Guard, whoever runs the shit should be like, listen, I bought a ticket to Fyre Fest once. Shame on Billy McFarland. You understand? I bought another ticket to Fyre Fest. We ain't coming to get you. You're paddling back. You are paddling back like a Cuban refugee.
That's literally what I was just going to say. When you started talking, I'm like, you know what? Maybe because that would take a lot of time and effort and doctors and hospitals to get everybody spayed and neutered. So if you buy a ticket, you are taken to the island, you are dropped off, and then you put a wall around it, Escape from New York style, and you are just left there. You are deemed you are unfit for society, so we remove you from society. You are taken to the island, you are dropped off, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, enjoy eating them cheese and nothing else sandwiches forever.
But so that's what I wanted to talk about here. The headline is the festival relaunches and it's sold out. Oh, it's only 100 tickets. Elon Musk plans to remove headlines from news article links on Twitter. So it'll just be a picture of the news article, but it will not contain the headline, which is pretty fucking awesome because, as you and I have discussed a million times, the difference between the headline, the clickbait, and the actual story. I have two examples. I had an example all teed up for you when the Fyre Festival fell into our lap. The idea that sold out only 100 tickets. But the one I gave you was, I saw a headline, and I got to pull it up. The headline to the article was, "The unexpected benefit to Hurricane Hillary slamming the Southwest." That was the clickbait. That's the, hey, click this article. Then when you click on the article, it's, "This buys us a year. Hurricane Hillary edges up Lake Mead water level." Well, yeah, that's not unexpected. The unexpected benefit, yeah, if a hurricane drenches an area with water, it's going to raise the water table. So I like this move by Elon to block headlines, because these shitty fucking misleading headlines get people to click, and then the story is lame or different or stupid. I think it's a good move.
I see that. I think he's just trolling journalists, man, because that's originally why he got pissed off. And hang on one second, I gotta sneeze.
You shouldn't have muted that. You should have just given the viewers and listeners a good sneeze right into the mic.
Now the viewers got a nice one. Listeners on audio only, you should get on YouTube. That way you can see the sneeze when I mute it.
You could see the fact that Jake went into his elbow to cover it. He didn't just spray the room. He actually did a cover. He covered his sneeze. Anyway, so this is what Elon Musk got into. I like the idea of trolling journalists, by the way. I think if he's just trolling journalists, it's hilarious. But
it is. But the thing is it's also kind of dumb too. Because whatever they were doing that's misleading in the headlines, they're going to mislead it in the picture too. The thing about that you just said about the article that said the unaffected benefits to Hurricane Hillary, it's going to be somebody standing next to it's going to be like picture ad libs. It's going to be a picture of a hurricane going, picture of Hillary Clinton going, and a picture of a guy going, huh. Like they're going to do the same thing with the pictures. The pictures now will have a graphic that says misleading things says property ver. Like it's just going to be like a pictogram or sorry, like what do they call it, where it's like a picture but just writing? You know what I mean? People do it on Instagram all the time.
You mean memes? Words over pictures? Or
I was thinking just the words.
Oh, just like a status update with a background. Yeah, status update. Yeah, it's just like your thought, only with a pretty background or a colorful background.
Okay, we can't have headlines anymore. I guess we're going to have to start making pictures with words on them that say the same fucking thing.
Okay, going off what you're saying, I would like to see then, and oh my God, this is going to come out incoherent because I have like 3 thoughts going on in my head. I want to see a return to 80s and 90s beer ads. So this is what got Bud Light in trouble, is the Dylan Mulvaney thing.
You mean back when women were really women?
Exactly. If you need to sell a news article, what's going to get me to click? A picture of a woman in a bikini. No context, just like, ooh, what's that? Click. Sure. Oh, it's a story about Hurricane Hillary. Oh, it's a story about Elon Musk. Oh, it's about Yevgeny.
Oh, it's that lady's dick. Son of a bitch.
Exactly. But if Bud Light went back to women in bikinis, why wouldn't it would work for them? Why can't news articles do it too? News reporters, if you want me to click your stories and you can't use headlines, just put a beautiful woman in a bikini. You will never go wrong pandering to the male libido and dumb ape-like guys. I will always click those pictures.
There you go. One, it's got like a picture of the Trump trials, right, in the background, but in the front it's just a nude lady.
Well, it can't be nude because of decency laws, whatever that is.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter. Oh. Fucking hey, it's we've come a long way.
All bets are off.
The 90s.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
All right, good. I'll click that, and then I'll get roped into accidentally learning something because I clicked the nudie picture.
There you go. There you go.
Solved journalism.
And I get to see conservatives get upset when they actually click on the hot lady and it was a trans lady on page 2. That'll be fun.
Well, speaking of Elon Musk, this story just has me amused. The headline itself: Elon Musk blocks James Woods on X, Twitter. I'm not going to call it X, after the actor criticized his move to end blocking. We talked about this last episode where James Woods was getting pissed. He's the biggest troll on Twitter, and now he's pissed because people he pisses off can come after him. Elon Musk said, delete your account if you don't like it, and then blocked. If Musk does, I thought there was another quote, but Musk blocked him. I think he left like a laughing emoji, like that. I can't find it, but he knows what he's doing. He's fully aware of the hypocrisy of saying, I'm going to remove the block function, but I'm going to block James Woods.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. Look, he bought it for a free speech. Unless the speech you want to say is, I don't like something Elon did, then fuck your speech, dude. Again, you don't pay $44 billion to say whatever you want. You pay $44 billion to shut people the fuck up.
Musk, who I once championed, is only doing this to protect his advertisers anyway. Users of Twitter are mere pawns to turn the site into an electronic shopping mall. Didn't Musk say he wanted to make it profitable? Isn't that literally what? And here's the other point. If Elon Musk removes the ability to block concerted harassment by trolls or organized political entities, how will Twitter be any different from Jack Dorsey's horrid Twitter? Well, the thing that made Jack Dorsey's Twitter horrid was you, James Woods, your horrid tweets. And you like the fact that you could just say all your garbage on X, which I refuse to acknowledge. It's just hilarious. It's all funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's just kind of running his fucking website into the ground. I don't know why he's social media platform. I guess website's not the right word. I sound like an asshole, but either way, the guy's clearly kind of doing it on purpose at this point, just to kind of fuck with everybody.
Yeah, I guess why not? All right, several weeks ago, I
guess, yeah. Once you realize you're not going to make your money back, then it's like, hey man, we already know we're not getting the rent deposit back. Let's smash beer bottles all throughout that. Let's bring blowtorches in. Let's just have a we called those deposit parties back in the day.
I wish smartphones had been available and invented when I was in college, because my upstairs neighbors did that. They had a deposit party.
Those were
and
great.
I went upstairs after it was all over, like the next day when they had moved out, and they had just they'd spray tagged the walls. I mean, it was a disaster though. And they went out on a high, and I wish I had pictures of it. I was like, holy shit, you guys, you are probably getting sued above and beyond your deposit. He's going to come after you.
That did happen to a friend of mine. So they had a deposit party month. It was a whole month and I would just go, this house, it was just a house is not this was a 2-bedroom apartment. This was a small 2-bedroom apartment. Well, small for Iowa City, Iowa. Here it would be like a fucking mansion. But so they decided a month out they're just gonna get fucked up and wreck the place. And they used to just have part of the apartment, there would be people sleeping on cots in the corner, and the other part would be partying 24 hours a day. It could be 8 in the morning, 8 at night. It could be 2 in the morning. It could be 5 in the afternoon. Didn't matter. Like it was just always going. So
it was like a crack den, only with the music.
Pretty much. But it wasn't just, it was all kinds of things. It wasn't just one type of drug, It was
I just meant crack is usually low key. Or a heroin den is a crack house heroin den. Yeah. Heroin den is what I meant. They're usually just sleepy, but party, that's upbeat.
Yeah, there'd be people in the room sleeping, and then there'd be people partying, right? So they started, one guy juggled and blew fireballs, so the ceiling started getting burned up. I went over one day and there's just kitchen knives sticking out of the wall. And I'm like, what the fuck happened here? And they were like, I don't know. We just started throwing knives at the wall. And then I went back and the knives got bigger. There was like big old butcher knives. Eventually, there was like swords and like legit like medieval battle axes, like the shit you get at fucking comic book shops or whatever. But they're actual axes and stuff, like Renaissance fair shit. And they're just sticking out of there. Like it looked like a Viking went, and fuck ye deposit. Fuck the landlord. I'll see you in Valhalla, bitch. Sue me in the gates of Valhalla, and it was just like, where'd you guys get this axe? Like, this is crazy. They started playing beer bottle golf. So the living room was just covered with shattered glass. I mean, cabinets ripped off. Just everything was fucked up. I mean, I'm talking drywall torn out. But yeah, they got sued for like, I don't even know how much. Like, it fucked the guy's credit up and everything for like years, like a decade.
And that's the thing, when you're 20, you don't think of the future.
It's great. Yeah, no, and they thought it was like a rental car with insurance or whatever.
Oh, so you just return it?
Yeah. They were like, dude, well, they just take the deposit and then they fix all this thing. Nah.
That was the one thing out of them. That was the one thing I remember about the original Jackass movie, is when he went to the rental car company place and turned the insurance down. I'm like, no, you get the insurance. That's what makes it funnier, is you return it with the insurance and say, there you go. I mean,
Well, they weren't going to do that for Jackass because they were high profile enough by that point. They would legit get sued. And like they were working with MTV. They did, however, do that very thing in an early CKY. They got the insurance and this was when, you know, Bam was like 19, you know, and he's like, we took out $9 worth of insurance. Now we can do whatever the fuck we want. And they're like crashing it into shit. And they're like, they keep fucking it up. And then it cuts to a slow motion shot away from the car where they were like, we tried to, they were pissed off about the fact that there was no CD player or anything. It was just an AM FM radio. And they were like, we're about to return the car, but we were trying to light the AM FM radio on fire. But eventually the fire got out of control and the whole got they lit up. It's just like on it. It's not like they did it in the middle of the field. It was just like on the streets and in like whatever Philadelphia suburb they were in, just on fire with like, you know, fire truck crews. But I mean, but this was back when they were just running around filming shit with a camcorder, and they would have gotten sued for that, you know. Well, like because on fire on a residential street and everything.
And there's a difference between getting in an accident with insurance and filming yourself fucking a car up with insurance.
Right? Yeah, and I'm sure CKY and Jackass got a lot of fine print. They go, hey man, how come one of you accept in terms of whatever thing you're buying? It's like 17 pages of fine print. CKY and Jackass was responsible for at least 2 of those pages.
Yeah. All right. Several weeks ago, over a month ago, we talked about this in passing. And I think it's time to bring it back around because it's fallen off popular culture's radar. Jason Aldean's "Try That in a Small Town" suffers historic drop from the Billboard 100 top spot. It was a song that was out. Nobody paid attention to it. No one cared. Suddenly, someone went, "Oh my God, can you believe that song is so racist and horrible in that video?" And then, of course, conservatives went, "It's the best song ever," shot it to the top of the charts. And then once everybody stopped complaining about it, just fell apart, disappeared again. You watched the video. Your response was, "That's a bit much." It's one of those things where I'm sure you watch the video. There's no reason for hysterics. They knew what they were doing. They were poking bears, and it worked, and they made money, and people fall for it every time.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the actual song itself, there wasn't anything that crazy. It's people got mad because you know, they were talking about like riots and disrespecting cops and things like that. And then they had like footage. Some of the footage they used was from Black Lives Matter, and people got pissed about that, you know. And I think they ended up taking that out of the video anyway.
I heard they re-edited it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because some of the stuff they used, I guess, like wasn't even from America. They just got cool looking riot shit from around the world, you know.
Well, Fox does it all the time. Fox used to get busted by Jon Stewart, like, "Oh, hey, look at this."
Right.
They would show like, "Oh, people are protesting Scott Walker in Madison and he's taking on teachers," and they're like, "Those are palm trees in the background. Those rioters, there are no palm trees in Madison, Wisconsin. The footage you're showing has palm trees. It's just funny."
They're shoving a box cutter up Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi's ass. No, that's not Antifa. That's Libyan rebels. What are you talking about?
Oh, the funny thing about Outrage is people, it works
and they
on
work
both
for
sides.
Our military. If anything, if anything, the right wingers love those guys.
Yeah, but it works on both sides. If you remember, and a lot of people don't bring this up, Wonder Woman. I remember specifically the week or maybe week and a half before Wonder Woman was released, I started seeing tweets and articles that were saying, "Warner Brothers wants this to flop. Come on, ladies, we're going to make it a success." They said Warner Brothers does not believe a female lead can be a superhero. And I was watching going, I see the ads and trailers for this everywhere. So on the one hand, you had Warner Brothers advertising the film. On the other, you had people saying Warner Brothers wasn't advertising it. So there was this groundswell of, we have to support Wonder Woman. And everybody went to see it. It was a huge hit. And then a couple of years later, people started saying, it wasn't that good a film. It's actually really bad. It's poorly
but
put
I also
together.
hate comic book movies, so I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
you do, but
I wasn't gonna.
I like comic book movies, but this one just it was poorly written. It was not a good film. But they did the same thing with Ghostbusters 2016, the all female reboot. Oh, it's everyone's being sexist and horrible. We got to see this film. They got it to 150 million, and it is universally known as not a good film. And I remember getting in an argument with someone, not an argument, just a back and forth. They said, well, maybe the female Ghostbusters isn't for you. Maybe it should be for little girls. Why do you hate female champions? And I said, I don't hate female champions. Why don't you just make a movie that's original then? Why do you have to take, something and say, now we're going to make the female version of it? If you want a movie for women, then like Barbie. Barbie's a perfect example of that. You took something and you turned it into a movie and it's $1 billion success. Good for you. I will say nothing bad about Barbie. But now if Ken didn't exist and someone said, now we need to make a Ken movie, you know what I mean? It's ginned up controversy to try and sell things.
Yeah, dude. No, I want a Bro-y Ken movie. I want a movie where where Ken is like, dude, I'm gonna fuck astronaut Barbie. Now I'm gonna fuck tennis Barbie, dude. It's awesome, and that's his whole thing. And he's just super. When she shows, hey, how you doing? But then when he's around his boys, he gets drunk and brags about I didn't know, scissoring with no genitals or whatever they do.
I did see a joke. I can't replicate it. Something about how they involved GI Joe, and I thought it was wonderful that if Ken was truly if Barbie wanted a truly masculine man, she should have gone for GI Joe. I don't remember, but it was
yeah.
But either way,
I hear what you're saying.
The whole idea, but the whole Jason Aldean thing, it disappears. It always disappears.
Right.
Maybe don't get angry over nothing up front.
Right, and I do. To your point about the studios trying to manufacture outrage that isn't there. That's pretty goddamn funny because they did the same thing with Little Mermaid, where they were like, can you believe all these racists are mad that there's a black Little Mermaid? It's like, okay. As we've discussed many times on here, are we talking many of them or are we talking two fucking assholes on Twitter for one? Yeah. And then also, like, I know grown men who are racist. And I know grown men who are way into Disney princess movies. Not very much an overlapping demographic. There's not a whole lot of guys. Hey, before we light this cross on fire, have you seen Frozen 2, Kurt? Oh, my God. I started crying a bit. Elsa.
So true. All right. We are out of time. So if you want more of Jake, you can find him on all the social media websites. See what I did there? I called back what you said earlier. On Twitter, on Facebook. Do people still use Facebook? Instagram, at Jake Vevra, the symbol at Jake Vevra. I can be found nathantimmel.com, and I think I have a link tree on there that takes you to all my social media. I'm on Twitter. All I do on Twitter is say I don't want to see any more Lauren Robert. I don't want to see any more Marjorie Taylor Greene, and yet they keep popping up in my timeline. All I do is, so that's one reason I hate it. I don't.
Well, they're also my type, so I get why they're on mine. You know what I mean? Just
mute it. Either way, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really quickly before we go, we would love to talk about some nice comments we get. It's just more fun talking about the people that try and shit on us. So when you try and like, you guys are stupid, we are going to make fun of you. It's not like we want to make fun of anybody listening to us, but if you're going to say something dumb, we will bring it up.
Go stick your dicks in anthills, you fucks.